Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are ready to go for another game of the Toronto Sevens. Vancouver Sevens, I should say, for this one. Spain taking on South Africa, and South Africa, they will be angry because in the last tournament they were knocked out a lot earlier than they would have liked. But for this game, they have got Zane Davids, Ryan Oosterhuizen, Christy Grobler, Devold Human, Suyas Wapi, Ronald Brown, and Adonis. And that starting lineup. Then for Spain, it is going to be Valencias, Moreno, Ceres, Pla, Martinez, Lopez, and Nieto as their starting lineup. But this game, it should be an exciting one because, like I mentioned, South Africa, they'll be angry. They did not want to lose that winning streak that they had. They were up to 38 in a row that they have been able to make their way towards. But now they have to try and rebuild from the start again. Juan Ramos off the bench will be one to watch out for Spain. And then looking through, Selvin Davids has got to be my key player for South Africa off the bench, alongside probably Impey Visa, but a couple new names for South Africa in this one. James Murphy, Sean Williams in there, and also Shilton van Wyk will be there on the bench alongside those men that I did mention. But this game, it does say delayed. That is just because of the injury earlier on that we did see to Perry Baker, which caused a concussion, or at least he got knocked out, bare minimum, for that one. So now it does mean that all the games are going to be just a little bit behind, but it will be now the Vault Human will be kicking off for this half to get underway here for the Blitzboks. And they want to strike first. They want to strike quick, and they want to be striking multiple times, but nicely taken here for Spain. And side of the 22 now, Nieto with a nice ball on the outside. Nice little grubber in behind from Spain as well. Now the Wild Human. That's a terrible touch for him. And he has ended up just passing the ball straight back into the hands of Spain, now using their back line. It is going to be Juan Martinez. Goes to the man on the outside, which is Josep Soares, and it's a penalty to Spain. So South Africa, their discipline is going to have to be so important now. Nice run on the outside, Juan Martinez. Now goes once again with that same link up that I did mention just before. I've gone straight into the hands of Joseph Soares. Now waiting for it. And the midfield rush defense from Zane Davids. And I mentioned about how he is a player you do not want to have run into you. Now passing it back across here for Spain. Wrestled down, another penalty. And they do take the quick tap once again now, Spain. And South Africa, they are struggling at the moment. Nice run forward here. And it's going to be a brilliant run. Eduardo Lopez scores the try almost between the posts. And Spain start this match off with their first try of the Vancouver Sevens. And unfortunately for South Africa, the discipline side, just penalty after penalty after penalty, will always end up with you losing the meters. But the Wild Human just shunted off by the big, strong winger in Ceres. And then brilliant done and goes Spain. And there's Cesar, and it was brilliantly done by Eduardo Lopez, who was able to go over the try line, score the first try of the match. And now Spain will give themselves just a little bit of a lead, possibly by 7, if this kick does end up going over, which it sure does. The left boot of Juan Martinez does go over. And now the score is going to be 7-0. And also, hello, Amish, how are you doing? Says Andre Dumino. Doing very well. We are currently up to our 14th hour of streaming on the channel, so we're feeling good. Hopefully we're not looking too tired at this point in time, because we've still got plenty more to go. I think we got another 6 to 7 hours of streaming that we have got kind of spaced out throughout the sevens. But now a nice run forward here on the wing. Ronald Brown got the pace, puts in the grubber. Brilliant chase from the Spanish player though, and he's been able to stop him from going over. I believe that was Valencias, who did extremely well for that one. But currently they are yet to give them the points for Spain. And also we've got to put up the scores, says Cameron. So yeah, currently they are just a little bit behind. But once it does catch up, you will see that Spain are leading 7-0 in this game. Nicely done by Ronald Brown. Good pace shown, but not just by him. Also Valencias, who was able to give it there. There we go. It has just updated itself. Go up to 7-0 in favor of the Spanish. It was just a little half knock on they have set against Ronald Brown, but he is pacey down the wing. Selvin Davids off the bench. Going to be such a key for them alongside Impey Visa. South Africa have lost 3 games in a row, have never lost 4 consecutive games in the series history, as a stat that just popped up. That's huge, because Spain at the moment are leading. Yes, there's still another 11 minutes left of this competition between these two sides. That one hasn't found touch. So now Devold Human on the halfway line. Going to be running it hard at the line. Great run forward now. Going straight through Darren Adonis. He's going to be dragged down by the try scorer of the opposition. And in the form of Eduardo Lopez. Now backline movement. Christy Grobler goes off to Zane Davids. Once he offload into the hands of Ryan Oosterhuizen. Now down the wing for the Blitzboks. Ronald Brown has to run it straight sideways. He slips and that's lost all momentum for them. And I hope Blitzboks do well this weekend. There's Andre, and the first step, of course, will be beating Spain on now. The ball has gone in behind it, sits up nicely for him. Christy Grobler going to wrestle him down on the halfway line, just steals the ball clean. The ball human, a lot of pressure on him. Now fires it back across into the hands of, it will be Ryan Oosterhuizen with a nice step. Now ball on the outside to Sawyers Wappy. First time we've seen him. Now Darren Adonis back in his pace. Scores a try for them. And also our defence sucks balls. And this is Mimania, but that one has gone over for Darren Adonis. He scores a try to get South Africa back into this contest now. And with 3 minutes left in the first half, it is going to be 7-all between the two sides. But Darren Adonis, it was brilliantly done. That was Christy Robela, who did just rip that ball straight out of their hands. Sawyers Wappy then pass on the outside to Adonis, and they know how quick he is with his finishing prowess. Able to cut back in quite nicely there for Spain, or for South Africa, I should say, and scores the try. But the next game that we are going to be covering on the channel, ladies and gentlemen, is taking place in an hour and 24 minutes time. That will be Samoa taking on the Japanese for that game, but it will probably be in somewhere around an hour and maybe 25, 30 minutes, depending on how long the delays will be. But now the score is going to be 7-all between these two sides. And South Africa, they have got themselves the kickoff, and it will be in the form of the World Human. Leicester able to win their game up against Clermont, so they move through to take on Leinster in their next game of the Champions Cup quarterfinals. For anyone who is a fan of Union, that ball sits up quite nicely for Spain, and it is going to be the advantage now for the little knock-on on the ground. Apparently good defence from Spain, or good defence from the Blitzboks, I should say, although luring in 2 defenders is a big one for them. Now, nice run forward from, it was the youngster in the number 12 jersey, Eduardo Lopez, the one who scored the try. Now 13 cuts forward. It's a penalty to South Africa, so that advantage did not last very long. DeWalt Human gives it off to Sawyers Wappy. Now looking for the corner. He's got pace, and he goes in, scores the try for South Africa, and I'll also put the zap back into box. And there says Mimania. Okay, going upstairs for this one, but it could be another one for the Blitzboks. They are actually on 7 points. The scoreboard's been very slow today, I've noticed. Beautifully done by Sawyers Wappy. The one-hander ground to the ball, and that is going to be the try. So I've just actually realized now, the reason that the players have got the tape on the elbows and actually the tape on the thighs and the legs is actually because of the type of turf that they're playing on. It's very, very coarse, I guess you could say. So because of it, the players don't want to end up ripping up their knees, so they put a whole heap of tape on there. Same with the elbows, try and protect the kind of important body parts a little bit more. But Sawyers Wappy, the captain, scoring the try. Brilliant kick from the touchline, but it just falls short for Ronald Brown. And now the score is 12 points to 7 in favour of the Blitzboks. But Sawyers Wappy, all-time Canada try scorers. He is sitting there in second. Perry Baker in front of him, although Perry Baker, sadly, with that injury earlier on, might not be able to promote himself any further up. So if Sawyers Wappy gets 4 more in this competition, he will be tied for number 1. The scoreboard is currently falling asleep, but 12 points for the Blitzboks. There we go. I just had to insult it a little bit, and now it has ended up updating it now inside of their own 22 here for Spain. A lot of pressure being put on them. Offload up to Juan Martinez, flicking the ball back out across. Still trying to find their way through it. It's going to be a big run from the number 7, and it was actually Paul Pla who was tackled high. Oh, no arms for Zane Davis, the big man, and now kicking it for the touchline. It's got a fine touch, though, for Spain. That is a big thing. That is going to be halftime once we do have one more play. Once the ball either goes out or there is a try maybe scored. And Zane Davis gets him in a good shot up against Pla, but 5 penalties, 4 of which have been against the Blitzboks since the start of this game. Actually, 2 coming in the first minute of the game as well. Taken nicely there for them. Juan Martinez passes it back across for the Spanish, trying to go straight through. It's a good run from Eduardo Lopez. He has been one of the keys for Spain throughout the early stages of this game. Now it is going to be Nieto. Runs it sideways, looking for a gap here for the Spanish. And now a nice wide pass out into the hands of their number 13 for this one, Borlencias. Now, once again, Juan Martinez in the midfield. Nice pass out wide. He's going to be back in his pace. He's dropped the ball, though. And now Sawyers Wappy is going to have this ball back for the Blitzboks. They have one last attacking opportunity before we get to halftime. Ronald Brown wasn't how gets up, goes again. He's got pace, but he's wrestled down at a very good tackle by Moreno. Now around the side, Sawyers Wappy Offloads to DeVault Human. Now Zane Davids slinging pass out to Darren Adonis. And we know how quick he can be if he does get it right. Wrestled down, though, by Eduardo Lopez. Now Christy Grobler, almost half asleep there, Spain around the side of the breakdown. Almost got that a little bit wrong there. One of the players staying down. It is Eduardo Lopez, and that is someone who they do need for the second half. Ronald Brown back across to Sawyers Wapi. Great leg tackle there from Juan Martinez. Still trying to keep the big shots incoming. Now DeVault Human passes it out wide. Nicely run forth from Christy Grobler. Almost spinning out of the tackle there for the Blitzboks. Darren Adonis. It's a big shot. It's a counter ruck there from Spain, and they have now got the advantage. One last attacking opportunity for themselves. It's going backwards. They've said, oh, that's harsh. From the referee, they have said the ball is live. That advantage lasted a whole half a second, and Sawyers Wapi is going to be scoring the try right at the end of the first half. You'd have to argue Spain will feel a little bit hard done by there, but Sawyers Wapi scores the try. 2 in Canada now. It just needs another 3 more to be able to overtake Perry Baker for the leading try scorers. Currently 2 minutes past the half time, and they were able to go over for another one. DeVault Human about to be lining up this kick straight out in front, and at half time now. And Hamish, which ice cream flavor you enjoy most? Vanilla versus strawberry versus chocolate versus butterscotch versus bubblegum. And there as well says coding. I would say probably, I'm a classic vanilla or strawberry kind of guy. Nothing too fancy. I do enjoy something called Gold Rush, which is pretty much caramel chunks and vanilla ice cream. It's very nice. And also we've got that wow energy sapping, exactly right. A couple extra minutes that they wouldn't have wanted to play there, Spain. Definitely not having that last minute try against them in that situation. But Waisia Natuno at the moment, 2 tries in that last game for Fiji. He will be impressive in that game coming up against the Kenyans. But our next games, for anyone wondering why we are at halftime, we have got a bit of a moment to be able to talk about them. Our next games we are going to be covering on the channel: Samoa versus Japan, New Zealand versus Wales, then Fiji versus Kenya, and there South Africa versus Canada, followed by it will be New Zealand versus Samoa, and then Fiji versus USA, Australia versus South Africa. So we've still got a few more in there. And currently, Nashono getting interviewed here on the sideline. He was impressive in that last game. And it was also Talafolo who did very nicely for his side. In fact, sorry, Talafolo was not playing in that game. It was Nadawalo was able to do brilliantly. But currently in this game, I have to say Eduardo Lopez has been very impressive. Juan Martinez also has been prominent for Spain. But then for South Africa, you got to give it to Ronald Brown. He has been creating opportunities. Sawyers Wapi as well, scoring 2 tries for himself in that first half. But now currently, South Africans ready to go for this second half. Going to be such an important one. And I believe that's a young James Murphy actually out there on the field now. Is he going to be staying out there, though? That is a big question. I think he might be running off the field by the looks of it. Currently now 19 points to 7. There is someone dressed as, I thought it was Colonel Sanders, but it's just dressed as one of those like kind of older barbershop quartet type individuals. Although I think he was by himself, which doesn't quite have the same effect. But currently, looks like they are going to be going number 1, whatever that means. Well, this one, and it is going to be kicked off high by Juan Ramos. Nicely done. All DeWalt Human having a little bit of a juggle there. Sawyers Wapi also not able to take a clean. Great fend there. Brilliantly done by Sean Williams. In fact, sorry, it is actually... No, it was Human, was it? No. Whose jersey is he wearing? That is not DeWalt Human, I don't believe. At the moment, Human now has the ball. And so I want to say it was Sean Williams, but I could be wrong there. Now, Sawyers Wapi, wide slinging pass, doesn't quite find the hands that he would have been after. Now running around the side once again, flat pass out to Selvin Davids, who will be keen to get himself a few more minutes into this game. Trying to get that one back for Spain, unfortunately losing the footing there. Oh, in fact, no, sorry. It was Spain who got the penalty. And currently now 6 minutes left, and it looks like Juan Ramos will be kicking this one for the touchline. But Selvin Davids, he did end up with a pretty nasty cut above his eye. The last one, also Vamos Espana. And then as well says Flesh. And so he seems like he's possibly going for Spain in this game. Maybe. Just a little bit. But now they've got a good opportunity for the line out. Only a few meters out from the line. And now Juan Ramos is going to be going for this line out throw. Taken beautifully by Spain there. A lot of pressure being put on by Christy Grobler there. penalty to South Africa, and it was sealing off. Fortunately, getting himself penalised there. It was the number 2 in this match, which is Joseph Ceres. Now, Selvin Davids kicks it downfield towards the touchline, and he does end up doing just that, down to halfway now. And it will be another line-out opportunity for the Blitzboks. As we go there, vamos. España. Oh, no, sorry, I read that one, didn't I? So does that mean go Spain, I assume? I could be wrong, of course, because I don't know Spanish that well. I only know how to say our intro in Spanish. But other than that, not really my best accolade, I guess you could say. And let's hope South Africa get better to take in that losing streak after winning back-to-back 37 matches, says Barry Green. And yeah, if they did somehow lose this game, not saying that they will, but if they did, it would actually be the first time ever that we do see them lose 4 games in a row. But Selvin Davids and also Zane Davids trying to link up quite nicely there. Now passed back across from Zane Davids to the Vault Human, goes for the kick in behind, trying a new tactic. It's going to work out as well. As long as that ball sits up, it doesn't. I believe it was a knock-on from the Blitzboks, just a half finger to it, although they have not called it. So it will be play on just for now. Passing it back across, it is going to be Selvin Davids. Quick hands, and Christy Grobella. In fact, it's Oosterhuizen has somehow blown that opportunity to score the try. Now wrestled down. It's going to be a lot of pressure there for Spain. It's a penalty. Double blow of the whistle, and it is going to be, in fact, South Africa who do get themselves the penalty there. My apologies. And now Spain are going to go down to only the 6 men on the field. That is going to be energy draining for them in this circumstance. Wait for the whistle, please, is the comment, but they will be able to possibly go for the scrum and live, family live there for a bit as my summer destination of choice. Says Flesh, and there you go. I'd love to go to Spain. I feel like Malaga looks like a very nice location. So whereabouts in Spain are they located? Fletcher, or were they located? And you'll even know, but currently time is off. Are we making the substitution? It's the comment from the referee. 4 minutes left, and South Africa with a man advantage can really now tune up the band, try and get themselves a few extra runs on the board. A few extra runs on the board. What sport am I commentating? That was cricket talk, wasn't it? But a few extra points on the board for that points differential in their favour. It looks like there's a few sore legs out there on the field at the moment, including that man at number 2, Ryan Oosterhuizen, who will now get to take the quick tap here. Takes it quickly, 10 metres out from the line now, 15. Selvin Davids, cross kick attempt. It's not going to sit up nicely, though. It actually goes dead relatively quickly for Selvin Davids. Just really gets the angle wrong and doesn't allow the opportunity of being able to go over for another possible try. But currently the time has been turned off. Substitution once again. So still another minute and 42 seconds left of the yellow card. Oh, Manu Moreno was ending up with the deliberate knockdown call against him, which is why he was sent off the field. They said, nope, you're not getting away with that one. And now close to the touchline. Spain somehow keeping this ball in the field of play, actually turning it over there. And the breakdown, another penalty. And Spain has improved a lot in Sevens rugby, says Olga. They sure have. And to be honest, give them a year or two, and I think they can be real top contenders. They have impressed me every time I see them play. Good run forward from DeVault Hume, and he gets over the line and just scores it, unfortunately. I jinxed that one a little bit, but like Spain are the real deal, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in the Cape Town Sevens World Cup. I hope they are there. In fact, I believe they might have already almost qualified at this point in time. All right, now it is the try, and it will be DeVault Human who was able to get himself the try. I'll be very happy with that one. It's currently still another minute left for Moreno till he is able to come back out onto the field, but they're going to need big performances from the likes of Juan Ramos also, and it will be Juan Martinez, who's been going well throughout the early stages, but they just need to stay in there. Malaga is right on the south, and they have, and there's Mimania. But yeah, impressive from them. Another side, who was the young side that we saw that then got taken out of the Sevens circuit? Was it Germany who did pretty well for themselves in the Sevens? Currently, it looks like one of the Spanish players walking a little bit gingerly here. It's been a tough game of rugby. Like, these guys have played already for about 14 or 15 minutes, and they've still got another 3 minutes left in this matchup. But Selvin Davids about to kick this one off long, and he does just that. Waiting for that ball. It's gone out on the full. He's kicked it too long there. And now Spain will have the opportunity from the halfway line. Moreno only another 15 seconds left of his line out, or of his yellow. And also, we've got that, particularly their physicality And yeah, they are a side that I guess when you think of Spain, you don't think of real strength, physical forwards, but like those backs, like they've got a very good fend on them, a couple of those players. Now down the wing for Spain, he is in touch. And now I believe before they are able to take this quick throw, it will be back to 15 or back to 7, in fact, sorry, for Spain. Okay, Moreno are able to come back out, but maybe they do decide to make the change there. You could throw in maybe Javier de Juan. Instead, they have decided to just leave him off for now. And also they have got Diego Romero, who is yet to make his way out onto the field for Spain, just to name a couple. Salvin Davids throws it in, nicely taken by Impi Visa, another man who came off the bench for the Blitzboks. Now it will be the Wall Human. Nice little pop pass up to him. Now going out the back line, Soyas Wapi. In fact, no, sorry, it is going to be Sean Williams. Does get added into the squad. Now a little bit of a loose ball opening up for South Africa. Backline movement, Impi Visa, wide sling and cutout pass into the hands of Zane Davids, who now will back himself to go straight over the top. It was quite high from Moreno, which is never good on Zane Davids, or else you just end up getting yourself rearranged a little bit. Van Vink, brilliant fend, 5 meters out from the line. That one was also high. And now South Africa just need a quick pass out. Impi Visa goes himself, puts the ball down with emphasis, and scores the try. He was sitting on his back. He said, you know what, boys? I'm over the line. Bang, puts it down. And rugby in Spain is in the north, mainly, and Madrid, of course. And there, as I said, selection. But yeah, Moreno going too high on Zane Davids. Never going to work out for you unless you do want to have a trip to the dentist. It would be a great step from Van Veek. Went straight through. And then it was Impi Visa who fell over the line in the end, sat down, waited a little while, then slams it down. A little bit of emphasis on that one after the tackle of Tiago Romero. That one has gone over. Brilliant kick from South Africa. And now they are sitting 31 points to 7 in this matchup. So a lot more one-sided than it did look at the start of this game for them. But the try possession, 10 passes in a row. Defenders beaten a couple, and the phases they were able to put together 4. And that one for South Africa. But now it will be Salvin Davids once again getting ready to kick off. But yet again, another attacking opportunity for the Spanish. Nicely done by it will be their number 4, Juan Ramos. And even though we're in the dying seconds of this game, Spain have not given up. They want one more. Ramiro with a nice run forward on the halfway line currently here for Spain. And it is going to be a nice step by their number 5. Also came off the bench. It is Sons. Trapaga going short side now. Juan not quite able to get through. Finds the pop pass up though. Only a little bit too high. It's a penalty. And I believe it is going to be going back to 10 meters. Well, the Blitzboks, it's being played at a frantic place. The Juan now trying to find that offload. Does end up finding it. And now this is opening up for Spain. Nice pass out the back line. Oh, it was almost dropped. But now going through. One more on the outside. Looking for the corner. And Ramiro scores it. So it will be just a last-minute try for the Spanish. Get them back in and also go and say hello to a small Guardia Civil. And hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I might have gotten it slightly wrong, though. But Ramiro scores the last try of the match. South Africa, it's an improvement on what we have seen in the past 3 games, but they also will still have more room for improvement. And I know that they'll be, they won't be completely disappointed with that because they did get the win, but they will want more points in their next game. And their next game for South Africa is going to be a tough one because they are going to be taking on in their next matchup. Actually, it's going to be Canada. But Canada are deceptive. They are a pretty good side when they need to be, and that will be taking place at 9:26 a.m. New Zealand time. We will be covering that one on the channel as well, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We've also got New Zealand, Samoa, Fiji, USA, and Australia, South Africa still to come in the later stages of the day, alongside Fiji versus Kenya, New Zealand versus Wales, Samoa versus Japan as another matchup, but that will be taking place in about an hour's time. And unless I will be popping away, I will be giving myself a nice wee snack, getting ready to go for the next matchup, which is just around the corner. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.